Oh, and what we were talking about earlier about the compartmentalization of all this stuff. This is how they learn this and how they have this framework. Is this is literally what they do in the military. You're a corpsman, so you only deal with these medical things. You're a legal man. You only deal with legal issues. You're a helo pilot. You only deal with helo. You're a weapons tech. You only deal with weapons. Each person only has this little bit of information to what you're doing. And the difference with military is far more isolated. Now, when they apply this into these kind of things, the medical field, if you're just a doctor dealing with your patients on, patient to patient level, you're only seeing your small bubble. You don't see what's going on all the way up to the administrator level, over here to the pediatric side. And then once you break outside of that, you don't see what's going on over here in the telecommunication area. You don't see what's going on over here in the housing market. You don't see what's going on over in the food and drug area. You don't see what's going on in the military R&D and DARPA. And that's how this shit works, by keeping everybody in the dark. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. And that's how they try to do it.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Mm-hmm. I mean, oh yeah. And I wanted to, while we're talking about, trying to get people working with stuff, I've been trying to pull Polly and the team, on my side. So you guys see hopefully a lot more collaboration between Political Matrix team and Polly and his team.
Hey, quick question. Did you guys see that story? I think it was on Jacobin. I don't know how to say that name, but
Jacobin,
about Mexico nationalizing its lithium.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or attempting to. I don't know.
So,
USMCA makes that very fucking easy for some cheap fucking lithium.
So Amro's going to be dying next, right? That's what you're saying.
Variant and I were talking earlier, so I said, okay, so Mexico just got moved up the list real quick. So I want to see how long before we start hearing about the opposition party in Mexico and all the rest of it. Like, because they do it slow for us, like they give it to us slow in phases, right? We'll start to hear about the opposition. We'll start to hear how bad he is, how the people hate him, and we'll see if they go that route before, if they don't outright kill him. Because he basically takes power from 5 companies.
Given the USMCA, the U.S. Mexico Canada trade agreement that Trump put in, that the way that shit's written is, if they nationalize it, it doesn't matter. It might be for show, right?
That's what I was thinking.
The way that the fucking free trade agreement works between, like, I got to do a series on NAFTA and fucking USMCA whenever I get fucking a 17,000 hour day. Like
a false victory, right? Like, if we don't see any demonization of the president of Mexico, then it's probably because of that deal that Polly was mentioning here.
Yeah.
That it's not going to be beneficial at all to the people of Mexico. It's going to benefit the U.S. state more. The U.S. state, which is tied in, it's one with these corporations.
Yeah, but like Petromex, like, that's not fucking beneficial to the fucking Mexican people, right? The fucking nationalized oil fucking industry. It's not beneficial to them. It's beneficial to us, right? Because they fucking have basically an exclusive fucking deal with the United States. That's why there's so many fucking pipelines that cross the river in the Texas Valley, right? Like, if they nationalize shit, because Mexico is the fucking 53rd state of the United States, like, they might think that they're their own country. They're not.
Correct.
Like,
but just the fact that he even uttered the words.
Yeah, I agree. If we don't see him get treated like Evo Morales, then,
right?
That was a link to the article, Franco. By the way, if you just wanted to put that up for them.
Yeah, I'll put it up in a second after I give some shout outs. I'm going to give some shout outs first, and I'll put that Jacobin article that Chris just shared with us. So Michka Ski, thank you very much for the donation. Says appreciate you for. Much love, Franco, Marcus, Chris, and Shadow. Orale 505 Chili Pepper. Is that your other half?
No, that's someone else.
Yeah,
Okay.
Misha's
Fan.
Misha's one of my boys. That's one of my brothers over there. So
Oh, okay, okay. Misha. Thank you, Misha. And then we have Martina Quintana. Thank you very much for the tip.
That's my other half.
Uh, oh, okay, that's your other half. That's your other half.
Martina, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Martina. Then there's a couple more here. I'm just scrolling down. There's a huge discussion going on in the chat with Ali, Anna, and Tender Lungs. Uh,
of
Shout out to
course,
you guys for keeping the live chat really live.
For real.
Yeah.
That makes a difference in the
I'm
show. People
surprised
to get
Seth
in there
is
and get
in the
busy.
middle of that.
Bubblegum Douche, thank you very much for the donation. And there's a couple more that just came in. It's just more recent. Damn, you guys are blowing up the chat. I really like it. Anna Maris, thank you very much for the donation. Says, love you all. These are the important conversations. Night, beautiful people. And I
72
believe
on
they're,
Rockfriend's Killer.
yeah. A Rem, thank you very much for the donation. So yeah, let's look at this article that Chris sent us. So yeah, what's going on here? This is the nationalization of lithium supply in Mexico.
Mm-hmm. You
But yeah,
say,
you can move the article
oh, okay.
around. Yeah.
Yeah, so let me see.
AMLO.
So you can see AMLO is, he says he wants to nationalize the lithium resource in his country. But if you see here, where is it? I'm sorry scrolling for so fast, but I just wanted to find the key part that I was reading in this earlier. You read so much of this shit, and it's just like, let's see here. All right.
I
This
will say,
section
yeah.
right
And for bonus points in the chat, whoever can type out his name first without Googling it,
here. Who?
5 points to
AMLO?
you.
Andrés López Obrador.
I
Oh.
know you know.
So if you look here, it says he sent a package of reforms to Congress in last month. Basically saying like it would create the Federal Energy Commission for them, and they would give 54% of the nation's energy supply for the production of it. That's big, and that's a
Wait,
major.
wait, 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 wait. Hold on. This would mean its conversion into autonomous legal entity, abolishing the subsidiaries and commissions that have kept it conveniently hamstrung, and reserving it for the production.
Production.
That means
That's
that
important.
it just means the state's in control, and you can just buy off that bureaucrat, because it looks like they're removing the like the oversight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's
So,
what they mean by consolidating the role.
so here's my thing with things like this, right? Um, it could go bad, right? It could go really bad, right? But we do know that whenever we have private entities, you go through a hurricane, you go through all this shit like that, your electric bill still fucking due, right? That shit follows you
Yeah.
around, right? So only thing I'm saying is this is at least an exercise. You can see if it'll be something to watch to see if they can pull it off. He could still stay alive, and it is something that would actually benefit the people. So this is just a real life thing that's happening that we could actually at least witness in real time to see if it's able to be successful or not.
I mean, I hope it's legit. I mean, it's a little. I'd have to actually read how they're amending it, right?
Correct.
Because they're doing a lot of like czarification of the United States secretaries and all that shit, right? Like they're removing a lot of oversight. That's a lot of the part of the fucking the legislation that they're putting through, and it kind of it removes oversight, and they say that it breaks down barriers, kind of shit, right? But like really, what it's doing is it's turning a certain person into a czar, and then that czar is very easy to pay off, right? Like
Correct.
it centralizes stuff, right? So I'm not a free market guy, but like I very very much fear nationalism of any sort. Like if you nationalize something, then that just creates a smaller body that's easier to pay off, kind of shit. But like,
But I mean, but if we was doing our own thing, we would have to do something like that too, right? We'd have to get our hands on some kind of resources and some kind of, things to sustain our lifestyle, right? Maybe not necessarily we need lithium for cell phone batteries, but I mean, we're gonna need lithium for cell phone batteries,
Yeah.
right? So it's not necessarily bad, but let's just see if this is obviously something run by maybe politicians. I mean, excuse me, by like big businessmen turned politicians, like our boy in what's his face in Virginia. By the way, who won that race? Did they call that yet?
It's probably still counting, I bet, because it was supposed to be really close from last I heard.
Okay. But anyway, you can read that next paragraph. I'm sure they already read it. But it says the wild card in the announcement was what came next. The stipulation that lithium and all other minerals deemed strategic for the nation's energy transition will come under the control of the state, which is to possess the exclusive rights of exploration and mining. In doing so, the president elevated the ongoing scuffle between the public and private energy sectors to the level of a historic battle. So again, that just in terms of just something to watch, that'd be interesting to keep our eye on going forward.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Well, we also got to
That's on
focus
my
on.
fucking
Like,
southern border, man.
COVID dominate every fucking thing.
I was gonna say we got to also focus on if AMLO stays in power, also because he could put that in. Boom! Once he's out of power, whoever the next person who comes in, no telling what the hell they might do.
Yeah. That's something definitely to watch. Like, so if AMLO tries to do something for his people that's really good and they let it pass through and then he gets voted out or fucking cooed or whatever the fuck and they keep that, like, nationalism is a dangerous gambit, man. It's the devil's gambit. If you nationalize something, then
now that we understand how, how basically, like, literally, anybody know about spider roots, how they go into like old pipes? That's basically what we have going on as far as the elite class, because they literally have their hands everywhere. I mean, we literally saw it all the way down to, what city council races with Sharma Shawan. So when they're digging all the way down to that level, you got to believe everything above that is already compromised. That's the reason why I no longer am a supporter of Medicare for all like I used to be. Because I realized, oh shit, they already got their hands on all this stuff, and they're going to be forcing, so whatever they're doing, and it looks good in this one token. Wait 4 more years and then see what happens then, because once another
Co-option.
Exactly, once the other party has that power, now you've opened up, the the chicken coop to the wolves.
Yeah. Like that's kind of the lesson that we've learned from the Soviet Union and China, right? Is that when you fucking nationalize things and you trust a fucking certain group of people to like keep it like to work on your behalf, eventually those people no longer will work on your behalf, right? Like, I mean that's kind of the lesson that I take from it, right? And there's like a fucking like. I think that's just the nature of power. I'm not going to say human nature because like there's different aspects of human nature. Like we like to compete, but we also like to cooperate. We like to hurt things, but we also love to love things, right? And like that, there's the Tao. Let me bring that part in. Is that there's a yin, there's a yang, there's a fucking balance between the two, and it depends on how. It depends. Like which are you going to feed the white wolf or are you going to feed the black wolf? And so, yeah, like it's definitely something to keep eyes on because I've been looking at metals markets throughout the world. And there's a lot of stuff happening in, not only Congo, but, Central African Republic.
Yeah.
And, Senegal, yeah. Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff that's happening over there as far as metals markets and like and lithium is a very important, like it's critical for the fucking fourth industrial revolution, right? Batteries.
Yeah.
And to clear up, not just cell phone batteries like people would be thinking, since they want to move more to electric cars and things like that, lithium for those things also, and for a lot of this computer technology for the metaverse and all these things like that.
They need this for 5G technology.
Yeah.
In order to empower the fourth industrial revolution, they need 5G technology. This is what they're using for surveillance.
Well, think about battery backups for surveillance too, right? If the grid goes down and they have a battery backup that fucking still powers this fucking particular device that's going to bounce off of that device to bounce off. It's all very much Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies kind of shit, right? And then Like how long before wearables come into that? Like if they can figure out a way to make piezoelectric, charge lithium, like boy.
And it's going to be past 5G because like already my phone is already starting to work on 6G. I mean, whatever the 6G sort of so that's what's coming. Because what's going on with 5G, because they figured 5G would be strong enough, but what's happening with 5G is it's not having the connectivity rate that they hoped that it would have. And so they're going to need to amp it up a little bit more. And that 6G is where they believe a lot more of these Internet of Things are going to be able to pop on. And so that's when you're going to start seeing the really mass shedding of workers. That's the reason why they're not really worried about a lot of these strikes nearly as much, because they're not going to want all these employees any damn way.
Damn.
That's why I'm trying to tell people about strikes. I'm like, that age is over. It's done. Automation will take your shit. Like,
so
I mean, everybody's thinking that they can rise up and fight, and what it is, it's almost like having the American Revolutionary musket type mentality when you're fighting people who have, like fucking fighter jets. It's like, and like I hear people like, well, we gotta have our guns and all that. I'm like, do you realize? For one, I'm a weapons tech. Do you realize the shit that they have? Do you realize the shit that? Let's put this into context for most people. Do you guys know when the F-16 fighter jet came out? When like I'm not talking about when they got released. When they had the first working ones already made and completed. World War II. They had an F-16 in 1937.
Son of a bitch.
So we're with my uncle, God rest his soul, was over keeping the stealth bomber project secret. That started, I remember him over that shit in like 92. You guys don't even know about the fucking rail guns and all that shit that's going on, and how they're trying to downsize those and make those smaller. They literally already have drones, which you wouldn't even know they're coming. You wouldn't hear it. It'll drop right down. Has 45 caliber rounds, armor piercing, that'll pop you right in the forehead and float right off. You can have all the guns you want to, but if you're fighting robots, then what? Robots that you can't even see coming. Also, by the way, Franco brought up the robotic dogs. Do you guys know the range on those robotic dogs, how far they can shoot accurately already?
Oh my, they're probably snipers.
They already can shoot over 2,000, or was it like 2,500 feet?
You were about to scare me. I thought you were going to say kilometers.
I was like,
no,
still 2,500 feet is a hell of a fucking range.
That's still pretty far.
That means,
especially with a small caliber weapon.
That means within a city, it can watch you about 2 blocks away and accurately pop you right in the forehead.
Dog.
Yeah. It looks like a Youngkin did win in Virginia.
What?
Oh shit!
The Democrats are fucked.
So
it was bound to happen.
So McAuliffe loses, and the people of Virginia get the ex-CEO from the Carlyle Group. Like,
yo,
and you got Republicans like, yeah, we won. Like, I'm just like, you guys.
You won, but you lost. You won, but you lost.
Yeah, like fine, you
won in the illusion, you lost in reality.
Correct.
We all lost.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the bad thing about it. You're fucked either way, because you got to remember, these are two birds of the same wing. The only thing that you know now is the party which would kind of smile and tap dance in your face and pretend like they're doing shit while they're intentionally sandbagging everything. They're that guy who you betted on the court and he's intentionally missing shots and layups. Now you're going to have the guy who's saying, no, I don't really care. He's going to sit on the bench and not try to score at all. Because when the Republicans come in, they're just going to say, fuck you to your face.